Today we're going to be taking a look at the Alpinestars Chrome Air Sport Hoodie. So let's get straight into it. Chrome Air Sport. Alpinestars in the past year or so have really changed up their design language when it comes to developing their garments. Something a bit more fashion forward and a bit more fashion conscious. The result of that is the Chrome Air Sport Hoodie in front of you today. Yes, it looks like an ordinary urban sort of hoodie, but it has some stylistic features that make it kind of pop out compared to the rest, especially considering that it's black and fluoro red. This retails at $179.99 RRP and it has a size range between a small to a 2XL. When it comes to the CE certification, as previously, it is only a CEA rated garment, which means it's really only good for going from here to the coffee shop and back again. Nothing really major in terms of like commuting or trying to get that around on the track. When it comes to this version of it as well, the fit of it is a bit more athletic, as they say. So someone like me may kind of struggle to fit in a garment such as this, albeit the standard version doesn't have that sort of athletic label attached to the garment itself. So if I were to get the newer version, it would probably be that one, as I am a little bit podgier. When it comes to the mesh paneling of the garment, it's places where it's needed the most. So it's going to be running up the side of the arms as well as underneath the armpit. So you're not going to be sweltering underneath the heat of the sun. The construction of this is a main construction of a tech fleece to give that urban-y sort of look to the garment, but it also has aramid reinforcement at the shoulder and elbows in the interior of the garment itself. Something I want to point out with the mesh paneling as well, it's quite nice because it has a black panel on the outside, but then the undercoat of it is that fluoro red to give that pop of color to the actual garment. You have a big old zipper at the front there with a big old fluoro red pull toggle, so if you have bulky gloves during the winter months, you can still access that zip. When it comes to the storage, you have two exterior pockets as well as one interior pocket, so you can have a lot of places to store your Snicker bars or your phones in this garment, a plethora of places to chuck stuff in. If you look at the Armour itself, it's going to be that Nucleon Flex Plus armour, which is going to be level 1 in the shoulder and elbows, but it does take a back protector, but that is also an optional extra. A new stylistic update to the garment is the actual hood. As someone who's owned the previous version of the hoodie from Alpinestars, it does have a feature that I do like, which is that it is now cordless, but something that I also do not like, which is that you can no longer take off the hood. I prefer being able to take off the hood because it flaps less in the wind. Even though this has a popper on the back to kind of keep it down, I reckon it will still flap around just a little bit. But big bonus points for being cordless because that's no longer going to be smacking against your helmet. If we look at the interior of the garment as well, it has this sort of like silky feel to it. It's a mesh material, so it doesn't really stick to you if it does get a little bit hot outside, which is always a big plus. If we look at the back of the garment as well, you have a big old Alpinestars across the hood to give that bit more pop of color, but also that visibility as well in the later evenings. This is definitely a garment for someone who's looking for a bit more of a splash of color, but nothing too outlandish or outrageous. They really honed in on making this a very fashion forward garment. Personally, I would go for the black and white because I'm a plain Jane myself, but if you were looking for something with a splash of color, this may be the one you would gravitate towards. Definitely recommend. Give us a little comment down below if you think that you would actually purchase one for yourself. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe, ride safe, and we'll see you all soon. Short and sweet.